And so I was just on the phone with moms, and mom just slapped me with some old school, you know what I mean? And when I was like 14 years old, I got packed out by the Long Beach Insanes. And they was on a get back mission, so they was coming back to get their little points or whatever. And so they was specifically looking for me. And so they pressed me. They catch me slipping. I had a couple of my bros with me, dudes that not nobody that I grew up with, like, you know what I'm saying, but some dudes I had just started hanging with, but I was hanging with these dudes every day, like, you know what I'm saying, on a regular basis. So these dudes that was with me would come to find out they was already moving with the Insanes. One of the dudes that I was moving with, he came, shook my hand. This before I even realized they was even there. One of my boys came and shook my hand, said something to me, you know, slick. At the time I thought it was just him being funny, but that was that was his way of showing them who I was. You know, he come shake my hand, this, that, and the third, so they could pick me out of the pack. And the other couple of dudes I was with, they just, you know, folded under pressure anyway. But anyway, the dudes pressed me. They pressed me. And they so deep, they so deep, I ain't got no action. And then, and the way they already had me positioned, because my boy pointed me out, they had me in a position to where I couldn't get away, and I ain't got no action, right? There's too many of them, way too many of them. And but look, the main one, this dude was way bigger than all of the rest, and he probably was a couple years older. Man, this nigga was so practical and so cool, right? He damn near let me talk my way out of the ass whooping. Look, look, they were so deep. I started talking my way out the ass whooping. I was like, shit. I started explaining myself, right? I'm talking about politicking. Look, I was politicking so long that I got comfortable, right? I'm like, oh, they receiving. He receiving this. You know what I mean? So I'm popping and politicking, and I can see some of this shit is getting to him. So I'm like, you know, I try to throw some psychological in there, right? I'm like, look, this is how corny I was, right? Listen, I try to go psychological. I figured, well, if I sit down and get calm, everybody will get calm. I think I had the nerve to sit down. You know what I'm saying? I was explaining myself. And the dude say, look, his name Tiny Croft. Any of y'all know Tiny Croft from Insane. I ain't know this nigga. I ended up being locked up with this nigga later on. But nigga named Tiny Croft. So Tiny Croft say at the end of me trying to explain myself and talk my way out of this ass whooping, this motherfucker say to me, he said, you know what? He said, you know what? I would just let you get up out of here. I would let you go, because I believe what you're saying. He said, but the problem is when we leave, you're gonna be running around talking about what you would have did had one of us put our hands on you, and this, that, and the third. And when he said that, it just sounded like he knew exactly what he was talking about, because that's what niggas used to do, right? You know what I'm saying? So when he said that, I was like, oh. When I tell you, they rushed me right after that. When I ran out of words, because that was what he said. He was like, man, look, I would let your ass go, but as soon as we leave, you're going to be telling your homeboys what you would have did. So now you got to do it, right? So that nigga kicked me right in my chest. Yeah, man, them niggas rushed me, homie. You know what I'm saying? I squabbled till I saw this much light in the tunnel. When I saw that much light, nigga, I shot through there like Linwood Lightning, nigga. What you thought I did? Got loose, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, they got me though. Pops made me go back. I got to the house. That's the funniest part. I got to the house. Pops saw that I was out of breath. I had been running, right? You know what I'm saying? He's like, nigga, what you running from? Like, you know what I'm saying? He got hot. Hey, it sink in when I get to the house, because I take off running. When I get to the house, I realize all these dudes already know exactly where I live, right? There's no, I done took off running. These niggas would simply just walk over here, you know? And I run in the house, niggas start shutting the blinds. I shut the blinds. That's when that popped super hot. I shut the blinds, right? I shut the blinds like wasn't nobody home. Took me back outside. Took me back outside to go look for the dudes. You know what I'm saying? We finally caught up with the one that I was having an issue with. We caught him, and he was a sucker. You know what I'm saying? So Pops was like, yeah, you finna go get that fade. Go get it. But dude didn't want that fade or nothing, you know what I'm saying? So anyway, that wasn't the funny part. The funny part of the story was the nigga telling me, cause they whipped my ass. Don't let me skip past that part. The funny part was this nigga telling me, when we leave, you gonna be telling your homeboys what you would have did. You know what I'm saying?